Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I want to let you know that I love you. Today I am channeling a message to you from the Hathors. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group number 1 on the left with intuitive protection. Group number 2 in the center with feet on the earth. And group number 3 on the right with eyes like a hawk. As always, the timestamps are listed down below in the description box, as well as all the rest of my information if you're interested in personal readings, the tarot and oracle decks that I've made, some of the books or guided self-exploration journal that I have published, or some of the crystal jewelry that I make by hand and love to share with you guys just to raise the vibe and pass along some of the love. So all of that can be found in my Etsy shop in the description box, as well as my YouTube members page, my little inner circle where you get exclusive readings, and my Patreon as well, where there's another collective of exclusive readings over there. With all of that being said, I'm grateful that you're here, I'm grateful that you're you, and I will see you at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your channeled message from the Hathors. You selected the first group with the intuitive protection card. Your intuition has recently been heightened, and it feels very gentle, it feels very soft, it feels expansive. It does not feel like one of those large awakenings that requires an entire system reboot. It feels as though the system reboot has kind of already occurred through your effort, perhaps physically, spiritually, but regardless, your intuition has become clearer. And I'm hearing this song, like a drop in the ocean, a change in the weather. I was praying that you and me might end up together. Or however that song goes. I'm sorry if that was pitchy. I wasn't intending on singing in this reading, but I'm just feeling the channeling coming through really smoothly. There's an energy of like crystalline liquid. It feels not quite water and not quite light. It feels like a liquid light. And they're showing me cosmic consciousness. They're showing me feminine energy like lilac and lavender and purple and indigo and blue and all of these beautiful pinks and colors. And it's important that you know that when you are in your happy space, when you are in your intuitive space, when you are perhaps in your astral body, when you are within, you are protected without. There's an energy of almost perhaps intuitively when you are dreaming or when you are processing things or taking time to go into hermit mode, whatever it is that you do when you do what you do. There's kind of this energy of sleeping with one eye open a little bit. And they want to let you know that it's okay for you to soften up, that you are safe. They want you to know that it's natural for you to be abundant, to be protected, to be beautiful, to be intuitive, to be flowing. I'm also hearing to be righteous, to shine. All of these things are natural. And you might feel this intuitively, and perhaps the journey that you've walked would have been one that caused you to brush up against quite a bit of friction or move through energies with force, a strong sense of willpower, speaking up for yourself, letting your heart be guarded, or perhaps opening it up in situations where you would have learned that vulnerability wouldn't be safe, that expression wouldn't be safe. And they want to let you know that it's natural for you to utilize these things as tools, as opportunities for you to learn and grow and expand, but at the same time, that it's natural to be open, to be soft, to be vulnerable, to be okay, to be protected, to be wise, intuitive, gentle, graceful, beautiful. Even on top of these things, or after these things, or in spite of these things. The Hathors want to send you a little bit of a hug, a little bit of an almost energetic brush. Like it looks like they're like brushing off your shoulders a little bit. And they're saying, it's okay. You've got this, group one. You're amazing. And it doesn't feel necessarily like you need a pep talk right now necessarily. It feels like allowing yourself to like soften up a little bit more. Perhaps you have a beautiful, pure, soft heart, beautiful intentions. Perhaps you are the protectors of all of those around you. Or perhaps you have a beautiful Goshi center that you feel needs to be protected because life has taught you this. They want to remind you that here in Earth School, it is normal for you to go inside and for you to be who you always have been. Even though the world around you might have you experiencing yourself acting as that version of you in several different scenarios. This is for self-exploration. It's for guided self-learning. And it's also important that you know that just how you've made it out of trial and errors and lessons and difficulties and burdens and pain and through this life, that is not all that this life holds for you or in general. This is not just a place we go to learn. This is not just a place that we come to heal and do the work and it's just unending. No. Group number one, the Hathors want to remind you that your energy flows between different realms, between different realities, and they want you to be aware, even more so, of the things that you tell yourself, because your mind does create your reality. You do create self-fulfilling prophecies. What you believe does come true, but you get to choose what it is that you believe. You do not unlearn something, relearn something else, and then that is what stays and becomes solidified. Others might call that a blockage. However, you're aware that there's no such thing because everything is energy. The lessons that you learn are really things that you are remembering through the context of physical life. Remember that you are protected when you go within and experience your own true essence. And remember that you have access to light all of the time. It does not matter what others think about you. It does not matter how you perceive others around you either. What matters is what you believe you are experiencing. When you allow yourself to shift your core beliefs, as you know, it allows you to shift the reality that you are walking through, just as when you fall asleep and you see what dreams you have, versus when you place yourself in a lucid dreaming state. Keep this in mind for the next chapter of your journey, because there are some pivotal moments ahead for you. And it's important that you know that it's safe to be soft. It's intuitive for you to put your guard down. And it's normal for you to love and be loved, to express and be heard, to be the light and it not just exist amongst the shadows. Sometimes, as humans, as beings, as energies, we will turn light on, not because it is not daylight, not because it is dark, not because they are required, but because it adds a beautiful essence to the space. Because it's beautiful, because it's personalized, because it's decorative, because you can. And this is the chapter of your life that you're stepping into. Allowing yourself to be a beautiful, decorative light, rather than a light that is used in necessity throughout the darkest of storms. Just as you've been guided to and through and out of these energies, just as you trusted when you were being guided to them, you trusted when you were being guided through them, also trust that you are guided out of it. To everything there is a beginning, there is also an end. This is the nature of duality. So, again, everything that you tell yourself must come true, so must its opposite. So, do not allow yourself to get confused, worn down by an energy that is meant to shift anyway. Once everything has found its center, once everything has gone within, then you bring that energy without. And that is the natural flow of things. It is not always out of necessity that we look within, although this has been and will be the case. So must its opposite. It is inevitable that these two energies will eventually temper out and come back to center. So, in the process, all that you've learned, you must learn the opposite. All that you've experienced, you must experience the opposite. And we're aware that we're speaking to someone who has done a significant amount of work, internally and externally, in this life, to which the opposite must also exist. To which this is not an energy that gets worked on in order to pay it forward into another incarnation. You are not walking so a later version of you can run. You have worked, you have learned, so that you now and in the future can know, can understand, can have, can receive, can soften. If you have provided, you will be provided for. If you have loved, you will be loved. And you are protected in your softness. Okay. The Hathors are aware that when it comes to allowing yourself to see the potential for your future, you might run through several different scenarios. I'm hearing that phrase, expect the best, still prepare for the worst. They would like for you to release just so much so that you are no longer preparing for the worst. What if the worst that can happen is the best that you're telling yourself you can experience? What if this mentality is exactly what is bringing you towards that flow that you've been seeking, that balance, that reciprocal energy? What if that passion, that spark, that creativity that you've been holding back from yourself is exactly what is setting you in alignment with your authentic self, that unconditional love that you exude all of the time? What if the battle is over and you're still carrying your weapon on your back? What if after this battle, there is not another one? Expect a message from the least expected place, or exactly what you would have been experiencing. Expect quite the opposite of this. You have done a lot of energy work to change darkness into light, what many call energy transmutation. So when you have darkness and it turns into light, when you have water and it turns into air because of the natural flow of nature, of earth, so that which you have been experiencing, you will experience the opposite. Expect a fresh start or a new beginning, one that will allow you to feel safe, to feel open, to feel nurtured and cared for, where you will feel like you are so comfortable, protected, guided, and cared for by yes, yourself, and the universe as a whole, the universe at large, that it will allow you to merely receive all that is around you, not only hoping that it's in your highest good or going out on a limb to trust that it's in your highest good, rather knowing, and this time knowing why. There are a lot of beautiful blessings that are before you on your path, some of which you have been picking up on intuitively. You found perhaps in your aura, in your Akashic records, in your body. And we would like to confirm these truths for you. Do not stress about the details that you may feel are a bit fuzzy, because you've already received the truth. Allow it to be clear. Trust that the information that you have is the information that you would have selected to give to yourself in order to get to where you're going. Trust that the experiences that you've been through were training for you to be the best version of what you wanted to be. For example, a warrior may have an opportunity to retire from battle, but the skills that that warrior has learned along the way, they can come in handy later, but in softer ways, in nurturing ways. Perhaps learning how to start a fire, but for leisure. Learning how to hide, to play hide and seek. Learning how to listen to bird calls, to be at one with nature. We would like to reiterate that what you have experienced, you will experience the opposite, and that this energy comes from divine unconditional love. And yes, we are sure that this message is for you. You can get creative about the way you express yourself. Allow it to come from genuinity, authenticity, and that pure unconditional love. That vulnerable place from you that you know it is time to express, and maybe seeking for that support that will allow you to find that portal, that channel. We're aware that you've grown this far on your own, perhaps feeling as though you are swimming against the current. At a certain point, you reach the destination, and you'll notice that you were not only shifting the direction of the current with your effort, but as the current becomes shifted, it then carries you and you get to float. Or perhaps you swam against the tide, you swam against the current, and there's a point where when you release, it just carries you back the way you came, but instead of the difficulty, you actually experience the beauty. They're showing me going on a road trip with someone, and on the way there, you drive. You pay attention to the road. You're fortuitous. You make sure nobody gets in an accident. You are making sure that everyone is safe and happy, protected. You're focused, determined. And on the way back, you get to sit in the passenger seat and look at all of the beautiful things, nature, surroundings that you passed on the way there. You still get to experience them. But one, you maybe don't pay attention to the surroundings as much and the beauty because you have to do your task. And you have to do it well. It's important. And on the way back, you get to enjoy the ride and see the things that you missed or reappreciate things from a different angle. This is what's meant for you. This is what we want for you. And this is what you crave and yearn for in yourself. Therefore, be so brave, be so bold as to let your guard down. Let yourself be soft. Let yourself not only wear your heart on your sleeve as a fact, but let it be felt by those around you. Exude the energy not just of your heart space, but of your true, pure essence that you've worked so hard to refine, to find, to grow, to love, to embody, to exude. The Hathors are aware that you've been hearing for a while now that something is going to change, something will shift. And we're here to tell you that tomorrow is today. Someday is now. Don't be surprised to receive a surprise. Because for everything that you go through, you also get to experience the opposite. I'd like to thank you so very much for being here, group number 1. I hope this message helped shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. And I'd like to thank you, your angel spirits, guides, ancestors, as well as the Hathors for coming through today and creating this beautiful stream of energy. So as always, I love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful, miraculous realm. I'll see you next time, and namaste. Hi there, group 2. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today, I am channeling a message to you from the Hathors, and you selected the second group with the Feet on the Earth card. The Hathors are aware that you have been feeling spiritually called to be more interactive with the material realm around you. Regardless of what this looks like for you, there is a reason why you're feeling called to be resistant to change, or letting go of resistance to change at this time. There is a reason why you are so very determined, so very strict, so very spiritual. I'm hearing the word regimented as well. In your spirituality, spiritual practices, in your morals, your virtues. And these things are very beautiful. And they're not meant to be something that is temporary either. But the Hathors would like to draw your attention to your sense of self and let you know that it's okay for you to feel comfortable allowing this material realm to manifest around you. The opportunities that come towards you at this time are not temptation. It is not anything that you are meant to turn away, for you are only being presented with opportunities for you to live life experiences. These have already been filtered by the universe to be able to enter your realm, to present themselves to you. You are aware that there are larger reasons behind some of the things that you have felt called to do, and also behind some of the opportunities that you have in front of you. There seems to be a choice. Do you let go? Do you make the right decision? Are you being given an opportunity to make a right choice? Or are you simply being given an opportunity? When your intuition tells you what you should do, when your heart, your mind, your inner guidance gives you the right answer, you always follow. And the Hathors are proud to be able to consider you one of their own, however that resonates with you. They also want you to be aware that higher versions of you have already guided these opportunities, these situations toward you. You are being asked at this time to release fear of doing something wrong, or making the wrong choice, or putting yourself in the wrong surroundings, or paying too much attention to the material world. You have chosen to manifest, to incarnate here. And while It is different to succumb to material desires than it is to experience the material realm and say yes when given opportunities. The situation at hand can sometimes look the same, although the vibration is parallel. They are not the same. When you are gifted opportunities, you do not need to turn away everything that feels as though it is not high vibrational or feels as though it is not serving you. It may be that certain things will be bigger or more enjoyable or more divinely intentional than you expect. The opportunities that come to you get drawn towards you effortlessly, and this ease might be a source of discomfort for you. When you are encouraged to let your hair down, when you are encouraged to walk barefoot in this realm and feel your body and experience the world around you, it is not you walking through fire. They're showing me someone who is stepping into something that's like gross. They're showing me someone dipping their toe into something and going, ew, 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 ew. Do not approach the material realm in this way. Do not expect dishonesty from others. Do not expect low vibrations to rub off on you because you end up being in large crowds. Do not say no to opportunities that come your way because you feel like you are supposed to. You are supposed to live your own life. You were supposed to choose to be here. You are supposed to experience being here. You are supposed to allow yourself to experience the earth and all that comes with it. Earth has her own core vibration and its own range of frequencies as well. You may be familiar with them all, so do not allow it to be off-putting when you experience one of these frequencies, regardless of where it may lie on the spectrum. Allow yourself to walk, yes, your spiritual path, but also your earthly life. A life well lived has many different definitions, and what is perfect for one person, what might be perfect for 1,000,000 people, may not be what is perfect for you. And what was perfect for you yesterday may not be what's perfect for you tomorrow. But one thing that you can count on is the fact that everything is perfect. In general, everything is. I'm going to get into your tarot cards now. Can I please get some messages from the Hathors to group number 2? I'm hearing wander, explore, travel, explore different types of frequencies, explore different locations, different hobbies, explore different social surroundings, explore. If there are energies around you, okay, they're showing me something I can put into context for you that aligns with this message. If there is something that you do not partake in, and it's not because of this is better or this is worse or this is higher vibrational or lower vibrational, if there is merely something that is new, that is entering your realm, and you notice all of a sudden that the people around you or the situations around you or the things that are popping up all seem to have this one thing in common, and this one thing may be foreign to you, that may be an opportunity for you to become involved in something that you haven't found out that you liked yet, that you may have brushed off as not for you, although you maybe have not fully allowed yourself to dive into it. Something that might be a bit staggering for you, but that doesn't need to be a bad thing. They're showing me when someone gets the hiccups and someone will scare it out of them sometimes. That can be what is happening for you. You have a very solid foundation, and you know where you're going in life, but this perhaps has caused you to focus so much so on doing the spiritual work so that it can affect the material realm, and not so much so on experiencing the material realm, that you are doing all of the internal work to be able to integrate into it. This is actually a very beautiful message. I'm not saying actually as though I'm surprised. Listen to me. You have the Six of Cups. They're showing me if there is something that you normally would not do, but it doesn't feel bad and you kind of feel like you want to. It doesn't feel like a negative temptation, but maybe there's a part of you that's saying, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe you should. They're showing me things like when someone listens to a lot of very intense music, or when someone does a lot of skydiving, for example, sometimes the dopamine receptors or the adrenaline levels or whatever, like the body becomes accustomed to those very intense feelings. And there's kind of this energy here of not wanting to get thrown off of balance. So not allowing yourself to maybe skydive, or to go to a concert, or to be in a very material setting filled with many, many people, or a lot of exciting things. And this is not to say that you don't get to skydive in your life, and it's also not to say that if you skydive once or twice that you will get addicted to the adrenaline and then live a very fast life. And it's not to say that skydiving has to be the specific thing either. This can also be in smaller ways. Like perhaps you are surrounded by a lot of friends who like the same hobby, or you find yourself hearing a certain catch to a song or something, and it kind of leaves a little hook in your brain. The universe is intentional and wants you to experience where you are while you are there. It's beautiful to traverse other realms, it's beautiful to do the spiritual work, and there's also a point where the most spiritual thing you can do is ground yourself. And this isn't to say that you're bouncing up and down from your crown to your root, but it is to say that you can ascend so much spiritually that it becomes grounded in nature because you've completed that circle. Just like you can have spiritual awakenings by walking through nature. It is so natural and grounded. It is the most tactical, grounded, sensical thing you can possibly do to live a spiritual life. And this often comes through nature. And it is also the most spiritual thing you can do to allow yourself to be interactive with the material realm around you. Do not fear perhaps disappointing something that you're trying to birth or create, or a contract that you've signed, or perhaps stepping away from something. I see here. Okay, let me pull the rest of the cards because I would like to channel this message instead of interpret it myself. If you have had grapes and you've been making wine over a long period of time, it is okay for you to drink that wine. If you earn money because you work honestly, it is natural for you to spend it. If you spiritually ascend through spiritual and astral realms, it is normal for you to astrally project, to lucid dream, to explore other realms out of something other than duty. And so you're being encouraged to take the same approach with your physical life. The Hathors are aware that you may have a bit of stress relating to perhaps experiencing the physical realm, or perhaps with previous experiences. This feels a bit, again, let me channel, because I'm looking at the cards here and I'd like to read the energy instead. We're noticing that you have a bit of a difficult time receiving and maneuvering your way through this realm. And this is okay. But it is not your fault. It is not a bad thing. And we are not here to reprimand you or tell you to go crazy. However, there are certain things that you feel drawn to that it is natural that you come out of your comfort zone to experience. Spiritually, you will agree with this. Intuitively, you will agree with this. Even when it comes to taking care of your body, your mind, your health in all different ways, you agree with this. So when you are being asked and encouraged to interact more with the material world, to perhaps put yourself in a crowded setting, or to go cliff diving, or go to that concert, or use your money that you've been spending, or spend that money you've been earning, perhaps to indulge in run-of-the-mill everyday things that are perhaps thought to lower your vibration, or go against certain frameworks that have gotten you to where you are. It is in growing and shifting and allowing and experiencing that you're able to find what is in perfect alignment with who you are. What works for everyone else may not be what works for you. And if you know that something works for you, but there is an energy of you feeling like that should not be the case, we ask for you to look at that instead. Take a risk today, this week, whether it be big or small. It doesn't have to be skydiving. It also can be something like shifting just the crystals that you use in your daily life. There is such a dedicated, determined, high vibrational, beautiful energy to you that is very Saturnian. Now we have Pisces and Neptune and Jupiter trying to weave their way into your life. We have more experience. We have the results of the things that you've been working for at your doorstep, offering themselves up to you. And we're noticing that whenever you begin to feel, not feel anything, but whenever you begin to feel overly excited, perhaps you choose not to engage. Or whenever something feels like it's so much fun, you think about your duty first. We would like to set something in alignment for you. The healthiest, most natural, most aligned, most high vibrational thing that you can do while you are living a human life in your human body is live your human life in your human body. There will always be more to do. There will always be more to help. There will always be more to have, or to find, or to learn, or to explore. There will not always be the present moment, however. Your experience in this realm is elusive and quite short. We would like for you to soften up perhaps I'm hearing allowance, your allowance of time, your allowance of money, your allowance of resources, your allowance of energy. And notice that even on your wildest days, you still do not get reckless. The reason we bring this up is to allow you to enjoy the luxury that comes along with existing, the same one that would be that would feel natural if you were manifest in another realm, experiencing source, experiencing divine unconditional love and bliss and gratitude and experience. It is the touching of that energy to the material world that is uncomfortable. And that is exactly why you are being encouraged to embrace it at this time. You're feeling two energies that are meant to integrate together, that are meant to be woven together. And you are that bridge. Just as a medium may not feel comfortable telling everyone they come across on the street what they see and experience, they are a bridge. And it is their duty to be a bridge between realms. Similarly, when those with beautiful spiritual understanding, those with beautiful work ethics, those with beautiful hearts and beautiful souls and beautiful minds, those dedicated to health, when they remind others that what it means to be balanced is finding that polarity between balance and off balance, otherwise one would not exist. When you allow yourself to experience and interact and engage with the material realm, you get to let your hair down, blow off some steam, enjoy your life, have some fun, and also bring that vibration of all of the work that you've been doing into these surroundings. Let yourself get excited. Let yourself have fun. It is natural for you to feel these energies flowing within and through you. Your body is a vessel. Your consciousness is a vessel. Your body is a bridge between your consciousness and this realm, so we encourage you to utilize it. See what it can do. Push its limits. Allow yourself to experience the reason why you truly came here. Apart from your soul's mission, what did you come here and choose to do this mission in a physical body to experience? Not just to accomplish, because your soul mission did not need to be grounded in a physical body in order to send love and light to the earth, in order to seed the vibration of balance. There are many, many, many of us that protect and guide and love and support Earth and all of its inhabitants, on and off this earth. And those that are on Earth, those that are in bodies, have chosen not just to be in a body, but to be in their specific body, just like you. So, yes, take care of your body. Yes, treat it like it is a pristine gift from the divine, because it is. But also, it's important that you allow your body to experience what is only natural for human bodies to experience. For your emotions to feel what it is only natural for human emotions to feel and experience. And whether that be excitement, or frustration, or love, or dopamine, or adrenaline, or walking around dressed in a, certain type of fashion. You are not only allowed, but encouraged to interact with the realm around you. That is why you are here, and that is part of your intention. It will also be a way for you to continue manifesting deeper spiritual knowledge. Although we do not wish to utilize this as a carrot. We wish for you to experience the material realm because you want to, not because it leads to spiritual awakening. You are a beautiful soul who deserves to experience the beauty of walking around on Earth, of living in a human body. And while there are changes that are on their way for you, internally and externally, it is not for you to navigate. It is for you to be in the passenger seat. Allow yourself, for a bit, to be a passenger princess in your body. See where it leads you, see where it guides you, see what you're drawn towards, see what you end up doing. Notice the synchronicities in the way that people feel around you. Your body talks. Meditation helps. Meditation talks. Your body helps. Okay, group number 2, that was your channeled message to you from the Hathors. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. And I'm sending you so much love and gratitude for being here. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. And I will see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, group 3. Namaste and welcome to your channeled message from the Hathors. You selected the third group with the Eyes Like a Hawk card. The first message that wants to come out here is that currently you are seeing everything clearly. From the top to the bottom, inside out, from where you've been to where you are going. There are no discrepancies in your narrative. There is no lack of clarity about the next step or steps you are being guided to take. And the reason why everything balances out in the long scheme of things is not only coming to fruition, but is understood, accepted, and loved by you. With the Eyes Like a Hawk card, you are aware that there is a large shift, or there is a larger event that is on the road for you. Sorry, they're using my clairvoyance to show me something. So they're showing me somebody like inching down a one-lane highway with no traffic, where it seems like it just goes on forever and ever on either side of the road. And they're showing me somebody driving really slow and then stopping just maybe a few meters down the way to stop and look around and just make sure that there's still nobody there, or to make sure that they're still okay, or that the car's still okay. Just like a stop and go kind of energy, but a slow progress energy, kind of slow and steady, wins the race, but it's also safe. It's safe that way. Okay, so that's kind of what they're showing me. You're going to hit this moment where they're showing me now, Back to the Future with the DeLorean, where they hit 88 miles an hour and then all of a sudden everything goes funky and they time travel. There's going to be a shift like this that is coming up for you soon, and you might be aware of what some of this will look like, or what will be involved in some of these shifts. Perhaps there's an event coming up for you, or perhaps you're just feeling the vibration upcoming. Either way, whatever you are picking up on individually, and we do encourage you to find these from within, you have clarity, and you are going to notice that some of the people that you did hold on to were not in your best interest, but you needed to learn that there are certain energies around you that do not wish to see you succeed and happy, and that comes from their own wound. Like the old phrase goes, those who are doing it will never tell you not to. Those who have successfully healed will never tell you it's not possible. Those who are healthy will never look down upon you for being or striving to be, and so on and so forth. The Hathors are aware that you have been letting down some of the guard around your heart lately. And just like when one sees a hawk spread its entire wingspan, you are definitely a beautiful, beautiful sight. It's beautiful to see you spread your wings all the way, and there is something about the way that you glide so effortlessly through life, or at least that's the way you are perceived, that shifts the game, shifts the aura of those around you, shifts what is possible, shifts levels of awareness. You may notice at this time that many with influence or seeking influence are taking words directly out of your mouth so that they can pay them along to others. Regardless of who is giving credit where credit is due, it is important to always remember that we are all one, and from a place of love, gratitude, and humanitarianism, as long as consciousness is spreading and people are learning, it really truly does not matter who the information came from, as long as it was passed down eventually, and as long as it served its authentic original purpose. You're showing me something like, say, Alan Watts or Neville Goddard, Abraham Hicks or Montauk Chia. There are some really significant thought leaders in health and wellness altogether. And there are also many who are fat and happy, monetizing someone else's life's work, not putting in the effort of their own. However, these unconscious vessels are just that, unconscious and vessels. From the place of love, it is all giving, and it is also all receiving. You are aware from this vantage point that everything that you have walked through in order to get to where you are, all of the battles, all of the fights, all of the difficulties, all of the traumas, all of the wounds, all of the healing, all of the love, the light, the exploration, everything has come full circle, and you understand the reason for everything. And apart from the reason, the true reason, it comes with acceptance and understanding of alignment and growth and evolution. So, when positive things, when blessings start pouring into your life, you will easily shift and come into the same awareness. You may notice that you are drawn to do less, or to increase the joy in your life. You'll notice that certain beings, certain people around you are still striving to get to or through places that you've been several times over, places that you have closed out the chapters of. And this is where you look at them and you smile. You are aware to be cautious with your verbiage around certain people, but you are also aware that it is not your job to bend or fold yourself, your authenticity, for the understanding of those around you. Because of this, with eyes like a hawk, we are asking you to almost speak in riddles, not with the intention of confusing others, but rather for the sake of saying something that is understood, memorable, and simply and unequivocally true. The Hathors are attuning you or asking you to embody your own guru speak. It's the phrase they're asking for me to use, because there comes a certain point where you cannot spoon feed information to those who are not open enough, who do not have the space. Just as you know from working with yourself, when you hold on to certain things around you after you've outgrown them, you must create space then for what does align with you and for what is yet to come. I'm going to get into your tarot since that first channel was pretty strong. Group number 3, please. Messages from the Hathors. What would you like to say to group number 3? What would you like to show them? More specifically, I'm getting. You know all that you've been through, and you are also aware of how far you've come. And this is something that it is a shame others don't get to see, but it is understandable why, from your level of understanding, why it is an alignment for you to no longer align with these things. You are not who you've been. You are not what has happened to you. You are not someone that can be stamped with something, especially when the belief system around you does not align or agree with the fact that healing is possible, ascension is possible. And of course, when we use these terms, we're aware that we're speaking to someone who either has or will soon outgrow these as well. You have taken many different shapes You've lived many different lives just in this lifetime. And the Hathors want to show you that you taking the decision to rest, to take a step back from something, to find what it is that makes you feel fulfilled, and find what decompresses and honors and serves you before offering this to somebody else, is exactly the reason why you have needed to go through so much in the way that you have, in the timeline that you have, in the order that you have, in the manner that you have, as well as the healing journey that you've been on. We are aware that you have experienced the majority of this confusion, of this strife, of this deceit under the impression of false hope from that particular situation. What you did not see at the time was that you would continue to outgrow the situation. It was not the situation that left you faithless. It was whether or not you would grow out of it, evolve out of it, or if it would continue to grow alongside with you. You are very much aware that the large part of your journey has been a solo journey, but because of that, you have not been largely impacted or weighed down by the thoughts and ideas of others, at least not for a long time. This has allowed you to sharpen and utilize your discretion, your gifts, your blessings, and your spiritual gifts and abilities in a way that has barely been seen before in this realm. Not to mention all that you've healed through, experiencing the light side of the opposite of that, and all of the work and dedication that you put into your devotion, your spiritual practice, your wellness practices, yourself, your evolution, your growth. Both of these things put together is not very commonly found. As you know, there is enough of everything to go around, and then some. You are also aware of the fact that a blessing given to you is not one taken from someone else, and vice versa. When your intention is to lift others up, to share what you've learned, but in a way that honors where others are at, it may cause you to feel a bit of dissonance with your surroundings as you continually outgrow them. You are being placed in a location, a situation, or just an opportunity to rest, to take it easy, and to enjoy the somatic expression of all that this realm has to offer in a way where you can trust it, just like you've always had to trust yourself and your spirit team. You are aware now that your struggle is over, and you're also aware that, well, you do not wish to compare yourself to others, because your path that you've walked is not comparable. Where you are meant to grow into is not comparable either. You notice that those around you often predict your future, as you become a sum of all parts, as the universe does. It is a law of every bit of your universe. But when you look around, you again notice you've outgrown these, and you seek something higher. This is where you've been working already with us, the Hathors, your angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, ascended masters, loved ones, God, source, light, all these beautiful energies. From this place of feeling almost outcasted from the consciousness of humanity's collective, you also are aware that in some ways When it comes to your spiritual development, you are still merely in the beginning of your journey, regardless of how far you've already come. Here, we notice, however, the lack of the tendency to want to hold on, to want to grip onto what it is that is already no longer serving you, that you're already aware you will grow out of, but you do not see those that you will align with, those that are a positive influence with loving hearts who understand what it looks like on the other side of certain journeys you've walked through. So, the Hathors today want to remind you that it is natural for you to stand in your power. It is natural for you to continue to evolve. It is natural for you to be experiencing the things that you are experiencing right now, and that at a certain point, once you evolve to a certain point, you want to scream it from the rooftops, "Hey, is anybody else seeing this?" And there is even a point beyond this where nothing speaks louder than silence. Nothing speaks louder than a knowing, compassionate gaze. Nothing speaks louder than your energy. And you've already known this, but there is no longer a need to use your voice in order to show others a nudge to the right or a nudge to the left, or the square peg goes in the square hole and the triangle peg goes in the triangle hole. There are certain things that must be learned by experience. Just as you can tell a toddler that if they touch the stove, it will be hot, so not to touch it. Oftentimes they will need to learn this lesson by disobeying and touching the stove. Much like when one learns to follow their inner guidance, their true inner voice. The Eyes Like a Hawk card, coming out with this star here. The Hathors have one last important message for you, and it is to look at your goals, the small ones, the big ones, the beautiful ones, the lavish ones, the spiritual ones, and even the mundane, simple ones, with eyes like a hawk. Focus your gaze, pull back your arrow, take a deep breath, and have that trust in the universe that you finally have, not because it is required of you to survive, but because once you climb out of this energy and you still have all of these tools, the world is yours to create. And with your ability to perceive all that is going on around you and within you correctly, it removes any dissonance, friction, and lack of alignment from what you want and who you are, because inevitably, universally, they are already one and the same. Let go, fall back, and let the universe, let the Hathors, let your inner voice, let those around you provide you with the universal cup of love. Let it feel however it feels. Let it be beautiful. Let it be medicine. You are not conserving water in the middle of a desert. You are not becoming initiated. You are not ascending. You are now receiving, floating like a feather coming back down to the earth, gracefully, gently, luxuriously, on its own time, allowing the wind to carry it wherever it is meant to go, trusting that it is still going to land exactly where it always knew that it would. enjoying the ride on the way there. Because from an internal and an external perspective, when there's no difference between the two, when all journeys have been walked, it leads to another journey to begin. And because of this, you get to sit, you get to rest, you get to manifest, you get to experience authority over your own life with these eyes like a hawk. Enjoy the rest of your experience here, for it is the exception, not the rule. You have done your fair share in giving back, in helping others, in healing others, and in helping them see their way through the darkest tunnels. You have played a beautiful role for others because of your strength for yourself, by yourself, within yourself. Now, apply this beauty within to yourself and trust that this next part of your expansion is just as you-centric as the last part of your journey was humanitarian-centric. As a collective, we are grateful for you. As co-inhabitants of many universes, we are grateful for you. As a connection from you to Source, and as you in a different form, we are grateful for you. We see you, we love you, we allow you, we encourage you, we support you, we protect you, we guide you, and again, we love you. That's all I have for you today, Group 3. That was your channeled message to you, specifically from the Hathors. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. And as always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. I love you so very much, and thank you for being here today with me. I'm sending you all my love, light, and gratitude, and hopefully I will see you next time. Namaste.